Okay, are you recording? You guys, I filmed this and my audio wasn't recording. Today I'm going to show you how to kind of cheat the look of golden hour when you weren't really shooting in golden hour or it was too cloudy to show it, and both were the case for me when I was shooting this engagement shoot. So I'm going to show you how we got from this ugly photo to this nice, pretty good photo. Let's get into it. These are my friends and they just got engaged. They're super, super cute. And basically what I'm going to do is just reset this photo and we're going to start from scratch. And let's fake some golden hour, shall we? So I live in a city that is very unpredictable, and that day was supposed to be really nice and it turned out to be kind of crummy. So first off, I adjust my highlights and my shadows. I exposed for the sky because I didn't want to overexpose the sky that I couldn't take details out of it. But I knew that I could kind of bump up their shadows, so I was okay with underexposing them because look, there you go, we see them just fine. I'm going to put them up about here. And then after I do my highlights and shadows is when I will touch my exposure. I normally don't do those at the same time. So I'm going to put that about there for now. And this is where the first step of getting that golden hour look comes in. I'm adjusting my white balance. So I'm going from blue to a nice warm yellow. Let's go to about there. And you can see there's kind of this green tint in the sky. I do not like that at all, so we're gonna bump this up about there. I don't want to go overboard. Let's go there because we're gonna do more of that a little later on. So these other little things, these are just my workflow. It doesn't really affect golden hour, but if you want to watch them, you're welcome to it. If you want to skip, go ahead and skip until I get to the coloring and some brush correction. So go ahead and skip now if you want, if you want to. So I'm gonna adjust my whites, bring my blacks down a little bit. They're wearing black, and before I adjust my contrast, I like to bring my blacks down because I don't know, I just prefer that look and I don't want to mess with the other colors and light and stuff like that, so I'm just gonna bring my blacks down a slight bit. Gonna bring up the clarity. That helps give a little bit more texture in the sky, and I think that's just gonna separate these guys from the background a little bit more. I like to bring my saturation down and my vibrance up. Now we're gonna do our HSL, or hue, saturation, and luminance. This is where I have a lot of fun actually because you can affect so much, and this is where you kind of can put your own unique style into it. I was going for like a full, beautiful autumn fall look, and these greens in there just don't really give me that. Right now we've had every season in the last couple days, and I just want it to be like a full, true autumn. So I'm bringing down my greens over here to be a little bit more yellow, and then I'm gonna watch what happens when I bring down my yellows. Ooh, you see that? In these locations specifically, you can see those greens. Yuck, I don't like that. Go to more of like this. Again, this is only because I want like that true autumn look, because I don't mind this. Like if I actually wanted to make it look more spring, I'd probably bring these up, but I don't, so I'm gonna bring those down to about there. And then the rest I can handle. If you can't really tell, but actually in the background here are the Rocky Mountains. It was super cloudy, so you can't really see them, but we can try to make them a little bit more noticeable by bringing down the blues on our luminance. You can see, kind of adjust that, but it's also adjusting their blue jeans, but I don't mind if their blue jeans are a little bit darker. Sorry, I skipped saturation. So also, if you'll notice, I like to bring in my reds and my oranges. Obviously, we have two different skin tones here. In like a me skin tone, white, I like to bring my reds down a little, and I like to bring my oranges down a little, because you can see not too much, but if I bring them up, you can see she turns green, and I kind of just want to give her like a tiny bit of like pink in her cheeks. Anyway, so I like to do that because, as you can see here too, like that looks like she's sick if I bring that all the way up, but now she's at like a healthy kind of tone. I like isolating the colors and adjusting the saturation. If you just take the bar and you move that saturation up, everything just looks very fake. And so I would highly recommend just spending the little bit of extra time it takes to go in and individually adjust them to your liking. That just, I don't know, I think that really is what elevates the photo. Now if we go to split toning, this is such a cool tool. I don't know, I love it. I think it's just awesome. So what it does is it affects the colors and saturation just in your highlights and just in your shadows. So you can have a lot of fun with this. I usually bump up my saturation to 8 and 5. I have my shadows a little bit more dull for this one specifically, because I think the sky I'm okay with that being a little bit more intense, but I want their shadows to be a little bit more subtle. So I was kind of thinking like a pinky look, but normally what I do is I grab this little tool and I just drag it across like that until I find something I like. So I'm kind of digging that whole color. Now let's adjust our shadows, and I was sort of feeling more of like an orangey look to this, because in golden hour obviously they would be nice and orange, and yeah, so let's just like bring that up to about there, about 50. Okay, and this is a little tool I absolutely love. So it was really dark when we were shooting, and you could tell, I mean, especially when you bump up the shadows, you kind of get that gross grain. Anyway, so I love this little tool, noise reduction, for a couple of reasons. One, for the grain, but also watch what happens to their skin when I bump this up. Hold on. There. You see that? It like clears their skin. And then I always boost my sharpening when I touch the noise reduction. But now if we go out, it's nice again. I don't know, I still want a little bit more orange now after still adjusting that. I'm gonna do more like there. Ooh, 10,000. Now this is a little trick that I love doing this. I do it probably way too much, but it is such a great tool. So if you can tell, there's a bit of sun behind them. So what I'm gonna do is I have my brush selected here. I have my temperature up 61 points, my pinks up 22 points, bring my exposure up a little bit, my highlights up a bit, my shadows up, and everything else is close to the same, but you can look at my settings and try to copy it if you'd like. Anyways, and all I'm going to do is find that sun between them, and I'm just going to click. So now, as you can see, it looks like we like shot perfectly with the sun behind them. Just going to bring the blacks down so that we can see more definition in their face. And now it looks like we just like nailed this photo shoot. So this blech of a photo turned into a really nice little pic right here. And there's so much more you can do, you know, if you want to add some more details in the sky by using your brush and kind of you can like play with the colors a little bit and just like, I don't know, do whatever the heck you want. Sky's your limit. And now we have a really nice photo. Only thing I haven't done is cropped it in a little bit. And now there we go. That's all there is to it. So it's sort of what you think, but it's just cool to see you can do that all from the comfort of Lightroom. We even added some fake sun in there and called it a day. So I'm happy with this product, and yeah, that's all there is to it. Thank you for watching, and if you guys have any other things you want to see, just let me know. We can make it happen.